No one clapped, no one cared, and she kept on lying, obviously. Take a listen what she's saying here.
But I think confession for you today that I could very comfortably say is I'm the happiest that I've ever been.
Meghan Markle is loving her current chapter of life. The Duchess of Sussex joined Time CEO Jessica Sibley for a conversation on stage at the Time100 summit in New York on Wednesday. Meghan arrived at the summit in style with her husband, Prince Harry, and she cited him as one of the reasons she's been feeling so happy lately.
I'm the happiest that I've ever been. And that part, to have a partner and a husband who is just so supportive, and to have healthy kids that are so joyful in the freeness of their life and the safety of their life that we create for them. I never, of all the things that have happened in my life, I never would have imagined getting here at this point. I would feel just so happy and grateful, and I really do.
Okay, so two things here. Number one is she's absolutely not happy. She's absolutely not happy, especially with Prince Harry. Why I say that? Take a look at what is happening in Harry's life. He has to go back and forth to London, fight for security that he's not getting, and he's not going to get it at all. He's trying to get even some news about his own father, about his health, what is happening. Doesn't get any news. The palace cut ties with him completely. And Meghan is saying that she's the happiest at the moment for her husband. And I mean, it doesn't really make much of a sense. I would have believed her stories had it been that Harry had good relationship with the father, with the brother, or at least with the father, the king, and Meghan had a good relationship with her sister, perhaps even with her father, and everything is just working out perfect, even though, yeah, every family we have problems, no doubt about that. But at least if we are living a life with all our family members, even though we have problems, and we will have, and then I come out in the public and say, oh no, I'm living the happiest life, even though we have problems at home, but yeah, guess what? We are happy. We are all happy. I'm the happiest. But this is not the case. These two are pariahs. Meghan and Harry, they're pariahs. They're outcast. They have no friends. They have no family. And they have done it all to their own. And so when somebody comes out like this, duplicitous duo, this Duchess of Dish Soap and Harry, talking about how happy they are as a family and all that. I mean, what are you talking about? Which family? Two person and then the surrogate invisible children, and you are the happiest, and we have your mom whom we do not even see, and you're saying, oh, I'm the happiest? No, that's not a honest confession. That could be true to an extent, but not the way Meghan is trying to convince us.
Meghan is balancing that joyful family life with new professional projects, like her business.
Another thing that I want to mention, I forgot. Number 2 point was that she talks about grace and gratefulness and forgiveness, right? She talks about those things. I am so grateful. I'm so great. It's such a grace for me, and this happened, that happened, and it's such a blessing for me, and I'm living the best life. And okay, she's actually preaching about morality indirectly, because that's what she has to do in order to stay relevant and important to some people. Unfortunately, some people still follow her. So for her to stay relevant and come across as a role model, she has to preach those morality scripts that she writes for herself. But then the problem is, the moment she gives a morality speech about grace and forgiveness and this and that, she doesn't really talk about her father. We all make mistakes. This is what she says. We all make mistakes. Yeah, this happened, that happened. On a day, we go through different kind of situation, circumstances changes. So, but we make mistakes, and that is true. But when it comes to forgiveness, we forgive too, because we all make mistakes, so we all forgive. We have to practice forgiveness. But then when it comes to Thomas Markle Sr., her father, I will never forget that guy. Never, ever. That is an exception. We can forgive anyone we want, but for me, my father, I'm going to forgive him. Unfortunately, people fall for this kind of trap.
As ever, her lifestyle show with Love Meghan, and her podcast, Confessions of a Female Founder. And she says it's been a hectic time.
Behind the scenes for the past year and a half have been incredibly busy and ambitious, but to see it all come to life and try to give yourself the space and the grace to make mistakes, to know that you're not going to get it right every day, and at the same time to prioritize what we're going to put out as our next tranche of SKUs as equally important to me as Archie losing his first tooth this week, which is about to happen, and I just hope we're back home in time for it.
The busy mom.
There was no absolute need for this kind of drama. Oh, I hope I will be back home in time. And there's no need for that. But she will do that because she needs more attention away from Prince Louis, right? She needs that all on her and her surrogate invisible children. So, yeah. I hope I will be back at home on time before he loses it. This is a complete waste of time and energy for all of us.
And on to emphasize that it's those special family moments that put everything into perspective.
Frankly, being a parent gives you the most illuminating perspective, because what is seemingly so big somehow becomes so microscopic in importance compared to what's happening with your children. That's certainly how I feel, that you just make time to do it all. And I think maybe that's what is hopeful. That's what feels like the dream.
Meghan also mentioned her kids when asked about how she shuts out the noise as a public figure under the microscope. She shared how she's learned not to give online hate credence to protect her peace. And it's something that she hopes Archie and Lilibet can see and learn through her.
I've made a very, very conscious effort to create boundaries for myself and for my mental health, for my well-being, and certainly to role model that as well for my children. I'm conscious of not just raising a very strong and confident young woman, but also having a son. I think it's just as paramount of importance for young men to be raised with a confidence and sense of self that is going to empower the women around them too.
Okay, so she talks about boundaries, right? And she creates that boundary for herself and for everybody around her. Okay, no problem with that. So what kind of boundary we're talking about? We're talking about this kind of boundary. So when she was in the UK, she ran away from the country, blaming everything on the monarchy, saying these people are bad. We're the best people. We're the, victim. And most of the time she would say the reason she came to US is also to protect the privacy. I mean, her husband, this is why he's fighting in the UK court every week to protect the privacy. Now, as she's talking about boundary, she's really telling us that, hey, the boundary can be actually broken, and I don't care about my boundary because in the past I used to care a lot about my kids' privacy and protection, all that. But these days, hey, guess what I'm doing? I'm actually posting their pictures on social media. I'm bringing them even on Netflix. I'm showing them to the whole world. So actually, what I said in the past about their safety and protection and privacy, they were all just garbage. They're all nonsense. What I'm doing right now is I'm going to tell you every single detail about my kids because I need money, so I don't care about a boundary. But anyways, this is the type of boundary she's talking about that can be broken, that can be changed according to however way she feels about it. And then comes to this kind of event. Unfortunately, I do not know why Time100 they invited her. Then come to this kind of event to propagate the lies, to spit out lies as much as possible, and she knows she will get away with it, at least with a lot of it. Subscribe. See you in the next video.